Anyone got a pencil? Hello and welcome to the Mixtape podcast. My name's Mark and I am your host. Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode. Every week on the show, I ask my guests to make up an imaginary mixtape and pick 6 tracks for it. I've had some incredible chats. They're already there in the archives, just waiting for you to stumble across them. I've had chats with Steve Kilby from The Church, Rowetta from the Happy Mondays, Rick from Ash. I've had Al Anderson, one of the original Wailers. I've had Clint Boone from Your Spiral Carpets. I've had Donita Sparks from L7. I've had Scott Kirkland from The Crystal Method. There's lots and lots of episodes sitting there waiting for you to discover. If you enjoy this week's episode, please feel free to rate it 5 stars on Spotify and or jump up to the top of the page and hit that old follow or subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time there is a new episode. Catch up with everything I'm doing by going to www.themixtapepodcast.com. That's enough for the intro. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. I'm delighted to be joined by a Hillstock headliner, Matty T Wall. How are you, Matty?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks for coming in. So, apart from Hillstock, Matty, just tell us about some of the gigs you got coming up in the sort of future.
Yeah, so I've got a Duke of George gig coming up in June, and then probably I think again in August, and then we're going down south doing a bit of a south tour, Albany and Dunsborough and a few other places. Majima.
Nice.
Playing the Gatsby's.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Should be good.
Yeah, good. Ash Grumwell was there not long ago. I think Gatsby's.
Yeah, he got around the place.
Yeah, no, he gets over here quite a lot. I've tried to get him on a couple of times, but he's always too busy. But
yes,
next time I'll get him. And you're writing and recording as well. You got a project that's been in the making for a while.
Yeah, so for me with writing, especially with lyric writing, it doesn't come so easy, and when it does, it sort of just gushes out. And basically, all the way back in COVID, when we had lockdowns and things like that, and I had a lot of free time for my brain just to forget all the day-to-day stuff and just, create words, create, songs and lyrics and all that sort of thing. So it all started to come out, and not long after COVID, I got Rick and Lee into the studio, and we basically banged out like 30 songs.
Wow.
And including probably about a dozen blues covers as well.
Yeah.
And they have been sort of chipped away at for the last couple of years. And they're getting to the stage now where I really need to release them, let them go, let them
into the
fly.
world.
Yeah, well, there's the thing as an artist, if you just keep chipping away too long at something, it'll never be perfect, and no one will ever hear it, no one will ever see it. So I've got to let it fly, basically.
I had a conversation with a singer-songwriter called Fink. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the UK artist, and he said a very similar thing. He's just done an audio file recording on Low Swing Records, which is all to tape. Everything's analog, no Pro Tools, nothing like that. And then it gets, cut at Air Studios and mastered at Abbey Road and all that. And he said he's that kind of artist where he's just, you park your perfection at the door. You said, knock it out. That's why he puts out so many albums. You can't procrastinate too long and fine tune and tweak here and tweak there. So it'll never come out. So I get what you're saying there. And also, Matty, with Hillstock, like I said at the beginning of the intro show, you have got a bit of an injury, but you are going to be right for Hillstock.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good.
That's
awesome.
the plan. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how stoked I was when you messaged me on Facebook after my shout out on I think it was the Perth Music Network and offered to come and play for us. That was an awesome thing for you to do. I really appreciate you coming on. It's Saturday, the 11th of May, the Kalamunda Club in Kalamunda. Matty T Wall will be headlining with his band, and we've got obviously Whiskey Jack, Clandestine, Claire Perrott, Brandon Paletti and Olive May also on the bill that night. We're also tonight in a first for me and my podcast, The Mixtape, which if you're a Tuesday night listener, you'll be familiar with. We're going to do a live mixtape tonight. So Matty sent me his song choices already, and awesome ones they are too. So Matty, with the mixtape, when I make up a mixtape or a playlist or anything like that, when I like to kick it off in like fine style with an absolute, banger, what did you pick for your track one intro track, mate?
Oh, I picked some ZZ Top.
Yeah.
So you can't go past ZZ Top. I'm a riff man. I love my riffs, and Billy Gibbons writes some bangers. So pretty sure this is Sharp Dressed Man.
Sharp Dressed Man, that's it. Sharp Dressed Man. That is the track one attention grabber as chosen by Matty T Wall. One of my favourite bits of music trivia all time. Matty is the only person in ZZ Top to not have a beard His name is Frank Beard. I don't know if that's still the case, whether he's grown one or what, but yeah, that's always one of my favourite bits of music trivia. Okay, track 2, Matty, is a song you sing when you're on your own, loud and proud in the car or the shower. What did you pick, mate?
It's a Gary Clark Jr. song. And from his first album, his Black and Blue album, I've been a huge fan. And there's so many songs that you just want to sing on an album. But the second track off that album is When My Train Pulls In, and it's just an amazing tune. And I think you got a live version here.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Great song, great singer, great songwriter.
Yeah. What I've started doing, mate, I won't put you on the spot now because we're past that already. But a couple of times, just spontaneously in the last few podcasts, artists have pulled out their guitar and given me a quick few bars of the song they sing in the shower. But I'm not going to ask you to do that right now. Okay, this is Gary Clark Jr. You're listening to the Mixtape. KCR 102.5 FM. That one's called When My Train Pulls In. That's from a live EP called The Bright Lights, and that is the track 2 song he would sing in the shower, as chosen by Matty T Wall. Okay, Matty, and for track 3, I asked you to pick a cover version. What did you go with, mate?
Well, I had to pick something from a band that I was obsessed with when I was younger, and that would be Metallica. And Metallica does a lot of cover versions, but sticking with the whole blues rock thing, they did a wicked cover of Whiskey in the Jar. So, check this one out.
I was watching that on YouTube earlier, and there's a live version at Slane Castle, obviously, in Ireland, and it went down an absolute storm.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's a quality cover version, this, and like we always say in this part of the podcast, a good cover version is one where, you put your own stamp and sound on it, and they have certainly done that with this track. Metallica covering the Thin Lizzy classic Whiskey in the Jar. That's the cover version as chosen by Matty T Wall. Matty, track 4 is a track that one of my favourite questions to ask, really get inside of the mind of the musician with this one. Track 4 is a song you wish you could have played to your 18-year-old self. What did you go with there, mate?
Yeah, well, I went with a Stevie Ray Vaughan song because I would have loved to have really got that in my head when I was 18, because I was a little bit slow to the party with Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get into him until I was like 25 or something like that. I've always resisted the hype, and quite often the hype is there for a good reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, if I got into Stevie a little bit earlier, it would have been good. So this is one of the songs that I would have definitely loved for me to hear at that age when I was, playing in metal bands and things like that.
Stevie Ray Vaughan from the Couldn't Stand the Weather album, and that is a record that just arrived in my mailbox not 2 or 3 days ago. It's a vinyl week, please, pressing on red and black vinyl, and that's the first time I've had it out of the sleeve. Yeah, been buzzing to play that, so when I saw that Matty had chose that song, I thought, can't wait to bring that up and get that one out of the wrapping and give it a spin. That was Matty T Wall's track 4 song he wished he could play to his 18-year-old self. For track 5, Matty, and this is another one that I always like to get inside the mindset of the person I'm interviewing. What's a song that you would put on your mixtape to let the listener know that you are romantically interested?
So I picked for this one. I picked a Jeff Buckley song, and actually there's a story sort of behind this. I actually sang this song to a girl that I was very interested in, an English backpacker, many, many years ago when I was very young. Serenaded her with this tune. And yeah, I think Jeff Buckley has that's kind of effect. That kind of effect on the opposite sex. And this album, the From the Grace album, the Jeff Buckley album, it's always been one of my all-time favorites. Just the songs and his voice, his singing is just incredible. The late great Jeff Buckley, and that was Lover You Should Have Come Over from the classic, what I would call unskippable album, Grace. That was Matty T Wall's song he would put on his mixtape to let the listener know he is romantically interested. Now, Matty, track 6 of your mixtape is a track that you would put on there. Something that's a little bit obscure, a little bit left field, something you think doesn't get the kind of kudos that it deserves. What did you go with for that, mate? Yeah, that's the perfect line there, because this is an Eric Gale song, and I definitely think he doesn't get the kudos that he deserves. He's probably one of the best modern guitar players in the world, and his style has been picked up by so many people, the Joe Bows, and so on. But the first time I saw him was on a YouTube clip on Facebook or something, and I was just absolutely blown away. And I was like, right, I've got to find this guy's live stuff. And this is off a live album called Live at the Sunset Strip, which is an early sort of thing that he did, many years ago. And you can tell it's just in a small club, and he just absolutely slays on the guitar. And I love it.
Eric Gales, Make It There. You're listening to the Mixtape, KCR 102.5. Eric Gales and Make It There. That is the track 6, something obscure B-side or album track that does not get the kudos that it deserves. Matty, thanks so much for coming in and sharing your mixtape choices with me. Really appreciate your time, mate. Yep. We'll see you at Hillstock on Saturday, the 11th of May.
That's it.
Kalamunda Club. Can't wait to see you there. Tickets from kcr-fm.org.au. Just click on the little ticket link on the right-hand side, and that will take you to the Try booking website. Thanks very much, mate. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
That was the Mixtape podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to jump up to the top of the page and smash that follow button, and you'll be notified every time there's a new episode. Or follow me on Instagram at the Mixtape Perf. Until the next time.